Have you ever wanted to change your life? In the city of Frost and Fire, you can be inspired by the real stories of the extraordinary people. My name is Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo 5. Today we have Jen Enns, who is the dance instructor with Lindy of the North. Hello, Jen.
Hi.
So we just talked in the last segment about how you became a dance instructor. You came up, this has been going on since junior high. You've been showing everybody the choreographed moves. Then you did Zumba. Then you did salsa. Now you're teaching swing. You just love showing people how to do what it is that you do.
I do. It's true.
It's beautiful to know what you like and what you want to do and then do that thing. Coming up, you've got this Saturday on March 1st. It's March already.
That's wild.
Unbelievable. On March 1st, you're doing in-depth swing dance lessons.
Yes.
Tell us all about that.
So we do in-depth swing dance lessons most Saturdays downtown at the Spirit Room at 2 o'clock on Saturdays. So they're really going to teach you the basics and then progress from there. We teach a beginner lesson first, an hour long, and just really any level. If you've never done a step of swing dance before, great, you're in the right spot. If you've been doing it for a long time, it's still great practice and lots of fun.
That's this class coming up?
Yes.
And that's most Saturdays you guys are teaching that.
So we do 3 Saturdays out of the month, and then on the 4th one, we have a social that we do at the Cellar 624.
Yeah.
And it's a little more formal, so you can dress up. Not everybody does, but you certainly can. It's a fun date night. We do a basic lesson and then just have a social dance. It's a little bit more fancy. We've got hors d'oeuvres and there's wine and whatnot. But the in-depth lessons are your place to learn the in-depth movements and really hone your skills.
Yeah, that is so amazing. I would love to attend. We don't really have. We need to get a babysitter is what we need to get because that sounds like a lot of fun. So it's this one that's coming up. Where's the Spirit Room? Is that downtown?
The Spirit Room is downtown.
No.
It's on right above.
Oh, I'm thinking of Spirit Shop.
Something Moon Bakery.
Okay, that's downtown.
It's a new
here.
place, like where the ice cream place is on the corner.
Sure.
I'm just blanking on all the names of these businesses.
I told you all about Live Brain, where you're not going to.
That's it.
And
Teaberry.
That's
okay.
where.
Silver Linings. So it's halfway in between Silver Linings and Rooters.
Oh, okay. See, now Rooters, that I know where that is. That's more my speed.
So like 3 doors.
Okay, three doors down
north
from
of them
Rooters.
and on the
upstairs.
second floor. Yeah.
Oh, I went to a party there once. Okay, yep, I can totally
it's a
imagine.
beautiful space.
It really is. So parking downtown is rough, though. I mean, are you having
Not usually at 2 o'clock.
Okay,
so
no.
Daytime parking, and because the ramp is close by, or several ramps are close by.
Even on a Saturday, it's not too bad.
Even on a busy day. We had the coffee and cocoa crawl a couple weeks ago, and I thought for sure I'd be parking a mile away, and still had a pretty easy time finding parking.
Okay. All right. So you park, you walk a little while. We got to go upstairs. It's kind of a dimly lit, the entrance is, right?
The entrance is, it's you have to look up and you see the sign, and it's actually, the sign is kind of an iconic part of Broadway. It says Spirit Room in bright blue, kind of like the Fargo Theater sign.
Okay.
People are used to seeing that. So, you're in the right spot.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
But it's once you get in there's 2 studios. The front space has lots of windows and an art gallery. And, it's a cool
We're not
space.
dancing in the art gallery, though. What's the space like?
Sometimes we do, but
really?
the other room is bigger, so that's usually where we're at.
And so this is, what's attendance like?
This year, gosh, we've been, we must be promoting a little bit better than usual. We've had usually around between 20 and 40 people.
Wow. That's a big
ends
big
up being kind of a lot. It's as an instructor, it's a little bit harder to manage like the volume in the room so that people can hear us because we don't wear mics, and to control the flow so that we make sure that people don't get too chatty or that they're not lost, so it won't lose anybody on the lesson. Because that's important to us.
Yeah,
but it's fun.
And so is it the regulars? Do you get a lot of new people coming, or what's like
Both.
the breakdown?
We usually have a really solid group of regulars, and then we almost always have at least a handful of new people. a mix of all ages, lots of college kids that are used to doing country swing. We have some older folks that, maybe used to go out dancing because that was the thing that you were able to do.
But so it's mostly couples, though, that are coming? Or
It's, again, a mix. You don't have to have a partner. And we always make sure and tell people that because you're going to be dancing with everyone that's there.
Yeah.
And we're usually short on follows. So people think, especially women, seem to think that they need a man with them.
Yeah.
So that they'll have a partner, but not the case at all. We need more women there. We need everybody gets to dance with everyone there.
I would imagine this would be a fantastic place to meet other women, actually, which brings out the men, right? Ladies' night usually has a bunch of guys in there. So, and you're kind of telling me that is also the dynamic.
I would say that men aren't there just to meet women.
Sure.
But maybe there to build their skills so that they are a more attractive partner because they know how to dance. But it's never.
But a lot of the men end up dancing with other men. Is that kind of the case?
We do, yep.
Yeah.
And there are lots of women that lead. We always say lead and follow, never the men or women, because we try to keep it as inclusive as possible.
I see. Well, so I'm trying to imagine. I would love to go to something like this. My wife could be dragged along, but she's a very socially anxious person, actually. And so, probably the idea of dancing with a stranger is terrifying for her. So is it the case that everybody dances with everybody no matter what, or how's that kind of broken?
No, we don't force that. We do have couples that choose to dance together. They just don't learn as quickly.
Yeah.
So when you're dancing with your partner, there's the dynamic that already exists.
Yes.
And that leads to a lot of back leading or assumptions. There isn't the open communication between partners dancing.
Yes.
Because you already have a communication system with your partner.
Yeah.
But people do stay together for that reason. One person's just not comfortable with rotating.
Yeah. Well, and so about 20 to 40 people, and how long does this go? For 3 hours?
So we try to keep the lesson to the hour that it's scheduled, but a lot of times we end up starting late. If the weather's bad or it's really busy downtown, we give people an extra 5-10 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
And then there's just some breaks where we stop and take 5 minutes to get a drink of water.
Yeah.
And then there's a short break in between the beginner and intermediate lesson. So that whole thing takes up 3 hours, but the lessons are an hour.
Do you wear a Fitbit or a calorie tracker of
Apple
any kind?
Watch.
Yeah, and it tracks your calories for you.
It does.
I used to be 300 pounds. I don't know if you know that. I used to be a big boy.
I did not.
I learned to do the accounting on calories in, calories out. Changed my life. I love Zumba because it gives me an opportunity to just burn 600 calories.
It's
I
lot,
just go
yeah.
and just now I can have pizza tonight, right? Because I went to Zumba. Yay. Is this the case where you're going, because and with a partner, I don't want to sweat on anybody. So I'm just trying to put this in the context of
it does get sweaty
really
sometimes. People bring fans, the little fold up handheld fan.
But do you burn the calories?
But you definitely are going to burn calories. If you're doing basic swing, it's a little bit more low key than Lindy Hop. If you were doing Charleston, you're going to burn a lot. Wear something, you're going to get really sweaty and wear supportive shoes.
Okay.
So they're a little different, but you get a lot of steps in. It's not continuous movement because we stop and talk and teach and then do.
Yeah.
But it is I think it's a great way for people who maybe aren't regular gym goers to get physical activity in a way that's not so intimidating and not oh God, I'm dying.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. One more time. Was there anything else you wanted to say, or we're going to take a break and we'll go to the next segment?
Oh, that's it.
One more time. Where's it at? And
our in-depth swing dance lessons are 2:00 Saturdays at the Spirit Room in downtown Fargo on March 1st, 8th, and 15th, April 5th and 12th.
All right. We are going to jump out when we come back. Fargo Fresh, so don't go nowhere.